What's going on, y'all? This is Crucial Keez. It's another, I guess you can call it a real talk drive. I guess that's what we can call it. A couple of things that I want to address, talk about as far as musician wise, and just in general. Some things are in general too. So the first thing is, if you are new to my channel, you probably don't know where I live. I live in Detroit, Michigan. Well, I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I live right outside of Detroit. But yeah, with that being said, if you've never been to Detroit, or if you've never experienced Detroit, on a long period of time, as far as the music side, you probably won't understand what I'm about to say. So I'm just gonna say it. Detroit is probably the most talented city of musicians and singers, like, in the whole country. Like, when I tell you, if you come here, there's always something going on. Musically, there's always something going on. 24 hours a day, there's always something going on. Whether it's a concert, musical, sheds, recordings, whatever. It's something going on 24 hours a day, musically. But anyway, I'm saying that to say this. In a city full of musicians and singers, Detroit, I'm just going to be real, we have the least love for one another, probably out of every other city. Now, don't get me wrong, it's all musicians in Detroit are not like that, but it's a lot of them that are. So basically what I'm saying is, like, I have tons of musicians that I know, and I love all of them. Some musicians that I do know don't feel the same way, or some musicians that I know of don't feel the same way. So what I mean by that is, let me give you an example. If you're an up-and-coming musician in Detroit and you ain't been on the scene, what I mean by being on the scene is you haven't been in the circle, the inner circle of the great musicians. Now, you see the air quotes, right? Keep that in mind. The great musicians. If you haven't been in that circle and they don't know you, they're gonna automatically think that you suck. I'm gonna say that. Like, just get that out the way. They're gonna think you suck. Why? Because they don't know you. They've never heard you play. So they're gonna automatically think that you suck. Just off, like, guilty until proven innocent. That's how we roll in Detroit. Not me personally, but that's the majority. So until you've proven yourself to have the ability to, please them, you are considered among the lower musicians. That's how it is in Detroit. I'm gonna say this. If you can play in Detroit, if you can hold down a service in a Detroit church, and you play for all types of choirs, and you actually survive Detroit, you can play anywhere. Literally. You can play anywhere and for anybody if you can survive here. I know they say New York is the place. New York, in my opinion, has great musicians, but they only have two that are in the gospel world extremely great. That's Corey Henry and that's Cornell Gaskin. Now, the difference between and um, Detroit and New York, Detroit has several great musicians, like several great ones. So it's like we have, but they don't just so happen to be famous, but we have several great musicians. The difference in that basically is, obviously Corey Henry is not just a gospel musician. Cornell, he's a gospel musician, but classical as well. But the difference in Detroit is when we're talking strictly gospel, if you can survive here, you can survive anywhere, because you are going to be tested, not just by the churches, but by the other fellow musicians. So the way, like I said, guilty until proven innocent. If you choke, or if you playing out somewhere and you hit a wrong note, or you miss a chord, or whatever the case may be, Detroit will never live it down. And it's sad because we have a lot of musicians that won't even try because of the track record of Detroit musicians. So with that being said, me personally, I don't like what I see in Detroit. I don't like what I see. And here's the part that really messes with me. These guys that are the standard of Detroit, you see the air quotes again, the standard of Detroit, these guys don't even know theory. They don't even know the crafts of what they're doing to the full expectation. What I mean by that is, the guys that are considered great in Detroit, if I go up to them right now and say, all right, this is what I need you to do. I need you to play me a circle of fifths, and each chord I need each chord to be a minor 9 chord. They probably won't know what to do. And if I ask them something even simpler than that, show me a C minor 7, they probably won't know what I'm talking about. A lot of the great musicians in Detroit, they go off of talent. They don't sit down and learn the theory. I'll say about 90. I'm gonna be a little dramatic because I believe it is. I'll say about 98 to 99% of Detroit musicians don't know how to read music. Like, I'm not joking. They don't know how to read. They don't know theory. They literally play off talent and memory. That's it. They can play a D flat minor 9 chord, but they don't know that they're playing a D flat minor 9 chord. Now, I'm sorry I'm going on a little rant. I'm sorry about that. I ain't trying to make this video long, but this needs to be said, and it needs to be heard, because you being popular does not make you a great musician. I say it all the time. How many people you know does not define your greatness as a musician? It's about what you know that makes you a great musician, not how many people know you. It's about what you know musically that makes you a great musician. That's all I'm saying. And if I'm wrong, I challenge you to correct me. Leave some comments down there. And if you agree with what I'm saying, let me know. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, let me know. I ain't scared. I know what I know. So I just want to see what y'all think. Is a great musician defined on who he knows or what he knows? That's all I'm saying. Y'all let me know. I'm gonna let y'all be the judge. So basically what I'm saying, I tell my friends all the time, man, you a beast. But because you don't know everybody in Detroit, nobody will. A lot of people won't know that. But it's up here that makes you great. I'm telling you. Because if you know the theory behind music and you know your craft the way you're supposed to, and then at the same time you have a unique approach to music, there's no reason why you shouldn't be great. No reason. That does not mean that you will be popular, though. Does not mean that. Does not mean you will be popular. Look at Art Tatum. Art Tatum was the greatest piano player that has ever played. Period. But he was not the most popular piano player that ever played. Think about that. If y'all know who Art Tatum is, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you don't know who Art Tatum is, go look him up right now on YouTube. Art Tatum, piano solo. Go look him up. This man started it all. Go look him up, man. Seriously. The greatest piano player that has ever lived. Go look him up. He was not the most popular. Oscar Peterson was way more popular than Art Tatum. Way more. All those guys, Duke Ellington, Errol Gardner, all those, Thelonious Monk, all those guys were more popular than Art Tatum. But Art Tatum was the best out of all of them. He could play them under the table. That's all I'm saying. So y'all go take a look at that. Now, again, that's how Detroit rolls. You popular, it doesn't even have anything to do with your skill set in Detroit. It's all about if you are popular and if you are known and who do you know. That's what it's about in Detroit. That's what kind of ticks me off a little bit. Because guys that I know that are great, they don't get the same recognition that a guy that is popular gets. And he doesn't know half the stuff that my guy knows. That's all I'm saying. So y'all be the judge. Y'all let me know in the comments. Everything you need to do is right down there. Comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Man, I'm just going on the rant today, y'all. Just pray for me. I need your prayers. I'm about to pull up at rehearsal right now. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Sorry about making this video so long, y'all. But, you know, you understand where I'm coming from. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.